Welcome to Titty Talk Unfiltered, the podcast where we spill the unfiltered truth about breast cancer survival, sisterhood, and all the shit nobody warns us about.
Welcome. We're your hosts. I am Francine King, and this is Christy Becker. We are two cousins. We were diagnosed with breast cancer 2 years apart, and we're going to tell you about our treatment, our trauma, and all the raw stuff that comes with Titty Talk. I am Francine King, and I am 45 years old. I was diagnosed about 5 years ago. I got through my treatment and diagnosis with the help of my wonderful husband of 21 years, my two sons, 15 and 11, and we love to be outside. We love to be on the water. I love to read. I love teaching. I love working out. I love my family.
Of course.
So I was diagnosed 5 years ago, right as COVID hit. I did a breast exam at home. I never had a mammogram before. I found a lump, called my gynecologist immediately, and she got me a biopsy. So within 2 weeks of my self examination, I had the biopsy. It was cancer, and I had a double mastectomy within 2 weeks of finding the lump on my own. From that point, I went through radiation. I went through chemo. After my double mastectomy, I had 5 more surgeries for breast reconstruction. It's not just getting in implants and feeling like a beautiful woman again with free boobs.
New boobs.
They were not the free boobs you're thinking of. They still don't look like the free boobs that people think of.
No, they don't.
They look cute in a dress, but when the dress is off, they look cut up, lots and lots of scars. But I do feel beautiful now.
Yep.
After the 5 surgeries. So,
And you are beautiful.
Thank you. So with the 5 years of chemo, radiation, lots and lots and lots of surgeries, I am now at a point where I only have to see my oncologist every 3 months. So I still am on chemo. I still take a chemo pill every morning.
Okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it is not something that makes me sick.
It's not lose your hair.
And not lose my hair, but I will be on this pill until I go through menopause naturally. So this pill put me into perimenopause 5 years ago. So I've been in perimenopause for 5 years. So once I go through that naturally, then I will be able to say that I'm free of cancer.
Okay.
So not until my body goes through menopause can I actually say I beat it. It's crazy. My oncologist, Dr. Linden, I love you so much, has become my girl, my friend. We don't just see each other at the hospital and like come and go. Like we hug, we show pictures. I know who her family is. She knows my boys. We ask about each other. And that's my kind of my story in a gist.
I want to ask you, because you didn't say it. How was it going through, because this was very different from you to me, going through treatment and learning everything during COVID in the very beginning? Because you were in the very beginning when it was like shut down and this happened.
Yes. So we still had masks on. There was nobody allowed to go with you to the hospital. All of my surgeries were by myself.
That's hard.
Somebody was allowed to drop me off at the front door. But I would say with I think I had 8 surgeries altogether over the 5 years, and I had to go all of those by myself.
Fuck, Fran, that's Jesus.
I did we were allowed to bring someone into chemo during that time, but not in radiation, not for any other appointments besides my original appointment. So yeah, that was hard. And when you say it like that, it reminds me that
you're strong.
I am a strong bitch.
Yes, you are. Because that's a lot to go in and have to fit, because you don't know what's going to happen in surgery. God forbid, like
every time Dustin would drop me off, they'd be like, "I just wish I could come in. I just wish I could
just to be there."
Yeah,
you know.
But they were always there at the car after.
Yeah.
All right. So how did yours go? Because it is very different from mine.
It is very different. Well, I'm Christy. I'm 45 years old. I have 2 identical twin boys that are 6. I have a daughter, Layla, who is 20, a freshman in college. Yes, we started over. We're crazy. I would have a son who would be 21, Christopher. He passed away in 2015 suddenly from a brain aneurysm. So that probably would be one of the reasons why we started over. Kind of like, well, let's just see what happens. And we got our two beautiful boys that look just like him.
Just like him.
Just like him. I love to go camping. I love to go to the beach in Wildwood. I love to laugh. I love to hang with my family. I just love being happy and enjoying myself in my free time with,
right,
my family and stuff. We, making memories. That's what it's about, right? That's why we're here.
Yeah.
So, I started probably when I was 30 something, 32, 33. My dad had breast cancer.
Yes.
which is odd. Yes, men
Very
get breast
rare.
cancer. They do. So I had to start getting mammograms at like 33. So back then I got one done. They saw something. I went in for an MRI biopsy. I was a week. They ended up seeing another thing. They were both benign. They tagged them, which I didn't know they could do. And I have tags in my breasts, so I guess they know it's nothing to be concerned of. So I became pregnant in 2018. So in 2019, I don't know, I guess maybe my doctor felt something, so he sent me for a mammogram. They couldn't give it to me because I was pregnant, so they gave me an ultrasound, and nothing came of that. So forward to 2022, I hadn't been to the doctors in a long time. Our doctor, gynecologist, had retired. So, I was just being a mom of whatever, twins and Layla, and doing life. And then Layla got to the point where she needed to go to the gynecologist. I'm like, all right, let's find one. Let's make an appointment. Made an appointment. First thing they wanted to do with my history was a mammogram. Went for a mammogram. Instantly they saw something, but I didn't think any big deal. I'm thinking it's just my tags. It's fine. They sent me for another one a month later. And in there, she said that she sees something. And I'm like, well, I have tags. And she said, no, it's not the tags. It's the other breast. So instantly, shitting my pants.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Literally.
what are you talking about? And she said that the radiologist doctor was there to look it over and see it right away. And she also mentioned something in my lymph nodes. So right there, I knew. I just knew there was something wrong. I left. I called my mother, not Greg.
Those damn
my
lymph
husband.
nodes.
I called my mom, bawling my eyes out. Oh my God, they found something. And they made me an appointment right there at 1 o'clock for a breast cancer doctor right by Oxford Valley Mall. So, of course, I called my husband after that, let him know. My mom took me, and I remember her sitting me down, and she drew like a bean and like a squiggly line. So the squiggly line,
Doctor drew a
the
bean.
doctor did when she was explaining everything. Because when they explain everything, like you hear it, but you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because fear takes over, which is natural. So the squiggly line, she
In
pointed
your
out-
brain, you're dying.
Yes.
They're giving you your treatment to live.
Yes. So she pointed to the squiggly line, and she was like, this is what I'm concerned about. And I'm like, okay. My mom was so gracious when she left. She's like, we don't know anything yet. I'm like, yes, we do. She pointed to the squiggly line. I know, I'm dying.
I know what the squiggly line meant.
So she set me up for a biopsy. Within that week, I went, I got it done. And now they have the My Chart where you can check your freaking results, which I did not. I refused. I was like, no way, because I will Google everything. I will diagnose myself. I will be dead in 2 weeks. So I didn't do that. I felt strong.
Good.
And I waited. And the doctor called me, and I want to say it was like 10 in the morning, like a week later. And she told me right on the phone, yes, you have breast cancer. And I'm going to say it wrong. Is it invasive carcinomal,
Ductal
carcinoma,
which we both had.
Yes. Mine was stage 2, and what is it? ERPR negative, hers 2 positive. So then I didn't know either that there are different kinds of breast
Yeah,
cancer.
me neither.
I didn't know that. I just thought you get breast cancer. So no, there's different forms and aggressiveness and things that you can get with it. So on the phone, I was like, okay. And she said, don't worry. This is very treatable. You were going to beat this, and you were going to be okay. So once she said that, I was like, fuck this. I'm fight mode. Let's go. Like, I've been through worse things. I lost my son. I had leukemia too when I was 7 years old. Like, I can fucking do this, and I'm going to do it.
Yes.
Because I have babies here that need me, So I went in. She had an appointment that day at 1 o'clock with my oncologist, which she went over the spiel for 45 minutes of all the big names and words of what everything was. And I think when she was done, and I had my mom go with me again so she could be the writer, because I wouldn't be able to write and listen. I mean, you don't listen anyway. You do, but you don't. So as soon as she was done, I just bawled and started crying. And I was like, I'm sorry, this is so overwhelming. And I said, I just found out this morning at 10 o'clock. And she was like, oh my God, you just said this morning. And she was great. She stood up. She gave me a hug. She made me feel better, because you get doctors that are just so doctor, and she wasn't. She had a softness about her, which was lovely. And so yeah, she had my plan, and it was the same as yours, but a little different. So I started with chemo, and it was every 3 weeks for 6 rounds, I believe. March of 23, I went in for my double mastectomy. And when you get that done, it's a long surgery. So your breast surgeon comes in, takes your breast off, and then your reconstruction plastic surgeon comes in and puts the expanders in the same surgery. At least they did for me.
Yeah, and they didn't, because I got radiation next.
Okay.
So they could not radiate with the boobs in there.
So after I had them put in, I had to be pumped up which is fun too.
Hmm.
So every 3 weeks I would go and they would pump your boobs up until the size to stretch your skin to the size of the implants that you want to put in. So after that, I went for my mapping, which then, because you had to be fully pumped. So everything was, and it was actually pretty cool. They like kind of dot tattoo you in the map and they line you up in the room. So the lasers go and they know exactly.
I still can see those little tattoos on me.
The radiation can hit exactly where it needs to hit every time. So then I started radiation, and that was every day. I want to say for 25 days.
Yeah, 20 something.
Which, and at the end, yes, well, I did. I got so
Super sunburnt.
so burnt, like
It's not sunburnt, Fran, but it felt like
it's like burnt skin.
Yeah,
like you're on fire.
Super burned skin.
Yep. So I did that, and yeah. So I am only seeing my oncologist probably, I think, every 6 months. I've been seeing them, and same with my breast surgeon. I'm cancer free as of now.
Yeah.
I advocated for myself because I'm a freak, and I made her do a bone scan in May just to make sure everything's good, because I know they said if it comes back, it will go into your, I guess, in your bones, and I don't know where else.
I'm not even, it's not coming back.
Yeah, it's not coming back.
I'm not talking about it.
Yeah. So I had my bone scan and everything's good, but I mean, with all the stuff that comes after it, which we'll talk about that obviously in different
show episodes.
Yes, because there's just a lot to go to even break down the treatment, like, is all different from the chemo to the reconstruction is a episode in itself. And as you know, I went through the same things. I think I had 6 surgeries as well
for reconstruction.
I had an infection in my breast. I was very ill for like a week. I didn't know why. I was supposed to go to Nashville. I went to my surgeon and he was like, you're not going to Nashville, you're going to the hospital. And I was like, what? What do you mean I'm not going to Nashville? So it was a week in the hospital, very sick in the hospital. The right breast came out 2 months later, another infection. I wasn't as sick. I just was slightly warm and my chest was red and I had a slight fever. Back in the hospital for another week. That one came out, and then I was flat for the whole summer. Then I had to.
I also was flat for a whole summer.
Okay. Which is,
now we know it's very likely.
Yeah, it's very common, very likely, but it's scary when you're going through it because you don't know.
And no one tells you that with reconstruction of your breasts, especially once you've had cancer, it's not just a one and done surgery.
Nope.
The doctors actually say, like, after that, it doesn't usually work the first and the second time. It takes 3 and 4 surgeries to get the skin and whatever's underneath to close and stay closed.
Yeah.
That was a big problem with mine, is I just had no skin. So they just had to keep making my skin, stretchier. And quite a few times it just went like a rubber band. It went
crazy
and just stopped stretching.
Mine was infections and they don't know why.
Yeah.
I have no clue why.
I think that the breast reconstruction was probably the hardest part for me of all of the treatments.
Yes, I would say because there's a lot your body go through emotionally and mentally. Like it's a lot to take, up and down, up and down. You think it's
you
good,
up and then stick you in front of a mirror.
Yeah.
And be like, feel beautiful.
Yeah. You're like, sure, I'm great.
But I do feel beautiful today.
Yes.
Not just because of boobs. I think it's just because of who we've become through a lot of these processes.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's my story.
I kind of wanted to say, like, the 3 reasons why I wanted to do this podcast once we were wrapping up our first episode. And I wanted the world to know that I'm doing this podcast, number 1, because I absolutely love her. And I love myself. So for that reason, we make a good pair.
Yeah.
The second thing is we are just really hoping that people can hear the raw, the trauma, and really we are not going to sugarcoat anything.
Oh, no.
No sugarcoating over here. And I guess really hopefully we can help someone. Maybe we can be just like a little support system here.
Yeah.
Maybe people can call in. Maybe people will hear something said. Maybe people will go get a mammogram who are waiting because they don't want to get one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll say Fran came with the idea to start the podcast, and I want to say over like a year ago, it was a while ago when you said it to me, and I was like, okay, I'm 100% and I will totally do that. And
but she's really been the driving force to getting us in front of this screen.
Well, I will say,
honestly,
fear for both of us. Yes. Like, you start to think about it, I'm like, oh my God, my butt's sweating. Can I get on there and record myself? My hands are sweaty now. Whatever.
My legs are sweaty.
Right? It's whatever. So I was all about it. And then recently I pushed for us to do it, and we've been getting together, and I was like, I will totally do that. To have this support system, because I had a great support system ever since Christopher passed. Me and Greg were so freaking lucky and blessed, and still are. So when this happened, everybody jumped on board. Everybody was super supportive. And I know you had a great support system as well. And unfortunately, some people don't. Yeah, they really don't. I joined a Facebook group, which was wonderful, and it had many women in it. And every day, people would go in and state they were diagnosed, what it was. Some would have great support systems. Some would be going on there because their mom or their wife, like it was people that their loved ones that was joining the group just to kind of hear from other women going through it so they could help their spouses or, anybody. Or there were people that were like, my husband can't deal with me. He left. My boyfriend left. I have nobody, which was so sad. So doing this, I think, is wonderful because you're not just going on scrolling and reading. Like you actually can interact. You can see us. We can talk to you. You can call in. So maybe somebody could come here.
Yeah.
Anything. Like I think it's so wonderful. And like you said, to just help one person, I think would be wonderful. It's just
Yeah, and I think that this platform right here,
Yep.
Not only is it allowing us to be uncomfortable,
yes.
but it's allowing us to be uncomfortable and come out on the other side
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah. And I love how it's getting us closer.
Yeah, and definitely we are getting much closer than I think maybe we've ever been,
Yeah.
even when we were little.
Yeah.
So
ballet days.
yes. So come back and listen to us and watch us and comment and
Yeah. Let us know, please.
all right, we'll see you in maybe a month.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe 2 weeks. We'll see.
Maybe 2 weeks.
All right. Bye. Bye.
We did it!